Hi everybody, and welcome to a brief tutorial brought to you from Ardento on we're going to be covering Zoho's new learning management system, or LMS, known as Zoho Learn. Just going to take you through its basic functions today, how to get started and set up. For more information, make sure to go to ardento.com.au and reach out to us. So to access Zoho Learn, you'll need a subscription to either Zoho Learn as part of your package or with Zoho One. And then you'll log in by going to learn.zoho.com. When you go to that homepage, this is the landing page that you're going to find yourself on. We can see that we navigate through Zoho Learn by a bunch of tabs up the top. And so we've got knowledge, learning, spaces, and reports. So I'm going to be taking you through there. And you're usually going to land first on the knowledge tab. I'm going to start on the spaces tab. So this is a place where you will organize your manuals and articles. So if you're putting together a how-to, you would first of all create a space. And then within that space, that is where you would create your manuals, and then your manuals are made up of smaller articles. Why would you want to organize them in spaces? Two reasons. First of all, obviously, when you get a lot of content coming into your Zoho Learn system, you'll want to see pretty good organization so you can find everything you want, but also from an access point of view. So if you've got a lot of different users on your system, they might not want their system to be clogged with things that aren't relevant to them. And you also might want to restrict access for security reasons. So as we can see here, I've created an economic space and I've assigned that to 2 members, and I might not want to assign that to everybody in my organization if it's not relevant to them or I don't want to see that content. So we go into a particular space, and here you would set up articles. So here I've got how to submit assignments. And as we can see, that's the name of the manual. And if we have a look at this icon here next to the 2, that means there's 2 articles within this manual. So let's click on there. And here we can see the 2 different articles. We can select on the left here, and then here's the content over here on the right. So we've come up with this student portal, and here's a series of screenshots you can go through that'll tell you how to submit articles. As the creator of these articles, or as an admin, I have the ability to edit this article by clicking the pencil. It'll take me into the editor now. I can easily add text, insert pictures, using this menu over on the left here. Save my changes and close, and we're back here. And then another article here, I'm checking submission status. So let's go back out of those articles. And navigate back to spaces. So these are spaces that have been created by myself. That's why they appear under my spaces. Under all spaces, you'll see manuals that have been created by anyone in our system that I have access to, which is all of them at the moment. We can view them by list, which is handy if we had a whole lot in here, and we can also order them in different ways. And we can also create the plus to create a new space. Next, we're going to have a look at the knowledge tab. So first of all, the manuals. So we can see here the 2 articles that have been created and the space that they're attached to. So this is just another way of organizing them. And then the articles, this will bring up everything from all the different spaces and all the different manuals. If I've set any bookmarks, if I want to come back to a particular article that's relevant for me, so I can bookmark where I'm up to as I'm going through the different articles. Everything that's been shared with me, I'm currently the only user in our system creating content, so nothing's been shared with me yet. And then explore, so if I'm in a public space and something's been shared with everybody, I can look for articles and manuals that might be relevant to me. So knowledge is sort of an area that you're going to find everything broken down into different parts there. The next section I'm going to look at is the learning section. So if we come into My Learning, I'm not currently enrolled in any courses at the moment. The reason being, if you author a course, you're not actually able to enroll in it as a student, which does make sense from an admin point of view. So that's why there's nothing in My Learning. If someone else creates a course and then I enroll in that course, then it will appear here. So having a look at my authoring, I've set up a couple of dummy courses in here, just a couple of basic economics courses to take you through what we can do and what's possible in Zoho Learn. So let's have a look at the macroeconomics course that I've set up. And we can see that we can add chapters and we can add lessons within the chapters. So each of these weeks that I've got set up here, weeks 1 through to 6 is a different chapter. Let's add a new one here. Call it week 7. And we've got it there. So, and now within week 7, we can create different content that will be available for that week. So we do that by clicking the plus. Lesson name is going to be history. Create. As we can see, we've created that lesson there, but at the moment there's no content because we've got that boxes in black there. So we're going to add some content by clicking that. And these are the different options that we have available to us for creating content. So first of all, we've got video, and this is very handy because we can either upload a video for the plan that I'm on. So our Zoho subscription, I can upload a video up to 1.95 gigabytes, or else I can embed a video from YouTube, and I'll show you how that looks shortly. I'm going to add this just now. We're going to go back, but we can see that it's already selected video content, even though we haven't put anything in yet. So in order to show you the other ways, I'm just going to go the other forms of content that we can add. I'm going to add some more. History 2. And I'm going to add content. So next, we're going to just show you basic text. That's pretty straightforward. You can also add attachments there. If we go to edit the content, it's already selected text. So if we want to change our minds and add a different type of content, that's fine. We just want to delete that using this 3-dot menu on the right here, then add content. Now, this time we're going to show you an assignment. So this is a very handy tool. So what you can do is paste the text or type the text or the assignment outline. You can upload a file here of a template so that people, students can understand the format that you want to present it in. So a document is a simple document upload. I probably don't need to show you that. A quiz, so it's a bit of learning management in order to test your understanding. And with each different question, you can add all sorts of different formats for the question. So you can have a multiple choice question where there's one correct answer. You can have a multiple choice where there's multiple correct answers. You can fill in the blank in a paragraph. Or you can have a long answer question. So a lot of different options for you there to add a quiz there as part of the week score. And you can assign different scores to or weightings to each question, particularly for those long answer questions. And I'll show you what one of those looks like that I've already created. The final option for content is lets you put different content under the same heading or same lesson. So Street 4. Let's create a block this time. So when we click add content, we select a block. And as you can see on the left menu here, we have all of the options that we had previously to add on their own. But in this way, we can put them together. So we can add an image here. And then we can upload an image from our device. And below that, we can have a list. Basically, whatever we want. Add some text after that. Just some basic text. And so on. We can go on and add some videos, add a document to download in the process, build out lots of different media for our lesson if you want to combine several parts rather than splitting them all up as we did previously. So that's how we create content on the lesson. Now I can just jump in and show you ones that I've already uploaded so we can have a see how they look. So here's a video that I've embedded from YouTube on some basic macroeconomic information. Sits quite nicely there. Jump out of that one. And then some reading. So this is just a plain text bit of content that I've pasted in an article. I'm not the owner of any of this content, by the way. Students can go down and do that reading, understand the graphs that we've inserted as well. Jump out of that. And then we've got a review of week 1 with some questions in here. So we've got an assignment description. And so what I've done here is add an assignment. So it would say, give us your learnings from week 1. You type it in here, and then the course provider is going to see that later. Let's have a look at a quiz that we've put together. So week 3, I've done a bit of a quiz on economic models. And we can preview the quiz here by clicking Start Quiz. This is a long answer question. And obviously, in a long answer question, the computer isn't going to immediately know whether that's wrong or right. So what it does is this submits the question for later review. Question 2 is much more straightforward. We've already assigned the correct value to this. So we can I'll select the correct answer this time and click Review and Complete. And so this one says evaluation pending because that has to go to the teacher to decide whether that's a correct answer or not. Whereas this one, we can see it's been selected and we say complete the quiz and show answers. And again, we can see that one was answered correctly and we're still waiting for that descriptive one to be reviewed by a teacher. So jumping out of this week, all of the content we can see we've set up there. We can add co-authors. So if I want one of my colleagues to work on this alongside me, I can add someone else who's going to build out content with me. I can add resources. So if I've used particular guide or books to put together my content, I can add the resources there. I can also tag it so people can more easily search it. So I might add one of the typos today. Economics tag. So this course is currently published. So once that's been assigned to a student and they enroll, they're able to participate in this course. If I need to take it down for changes, I can click Unpublish and then it won't be available until I publish it again. Click Preview to see what it looks like for students. We've got our banner image and our branding there. Our overview, we've got key information for students there. So the duration, the course that it's likely to be up for, the author, and how many people have rated my course. No one yet, unfortunately. And then we've got a basic rundown of all of our content there. So close preview. And just going down this left menu. So obviously we've got the lessons first, and then we do the overview, which goes through a basic outline of what you're going to be doing. You can have a look at reports. So here, this is the teacher's view where they can see everyone who's enrolled in that course and how they've performed. So we've got one learner who's currently enrolled in the class. We can see that they have started, they're in progress, haven't yet completed the course. However, they have gone through 94% of the content and spent 23 hours on the course. And this is evaluating the course by lesson. We can also break it down by learner. So let's have a look. We've got Sam Daines is the learner who has been in the course. So we can go down and look at each individual person there who's been enrolled. And if we want, we can export it as a CSV. We might want to bring that data into another one of our systems, potentially CRM. Looking at the evaluation, so all of the quizzes and assignments that have been submitted, we can have a look at everything here, how many have been evaluated. So we can see that we just completed a submission there and it hasn't been evaluated. So we can see Sam submitted some answers here, some feedback. Approve and publish. And we'll jump back into our course, go back to evaluation, and we can see that that's been evaluated now. We can break it down by learners here, so we can do administrative work here. I'd like to add a learner to the course, so we click there. We've got a new student that we'd like to enroll, so let's select them and click add. And now Hugh is enrolled in our macroeconomics course. And finally, we've got the settings. So we can go through, change the name and description, when the course will expire, different enrollment settings for students, whether we want students to be able to have to be invited to enroll, or do we want to make it public? How many hours do we think that students are going to need to spend in order to complete the course? So this is restricting the course. So students need to go from week 1 to week 2, etc. They can't just jump around each week. Course completion. So this will give students the ability to tick off the lessons on the right when they complete each section. Or is it going to make them actually go into everything and not just tick it off themselves? And then here we can create a certificate for our learners that they'll receive when they've completed the course. And then obviously down here we can delete the whole thing. So that's a basic rundown of our learnings. We can also access public courses through the Explore. They need to be within your hub, so we haven't published any public courses. That's why there's nothing available currently. And then the question bank. So we can create a set of questions here that can evaluate the course and make sure that students are on the right track and learning what we want them to learn. So we can add a question bank here or create a whole new course. Let's go into these microeconomic questions. So this is on the other course that I created on microeconomics. And these are, you can see the different types of questions that we have available. And we've outlined the correct answers there. And obviously there's no correct answer for a descriptive question. So going back to our homepage, that's a basic rundown. Obviously reports is like we saw before on the individual course, but this is broken down for all of the different courses that we have available. So we can see all of the reports that we currently have available to us as a learner. So I'm not currently enrolled in any courses, but if I were to enroll in one that someone else wrote, then I would see all of my statistics there. So individual learner report or multiple learner report, these are for the person running the course. So for me, it's my course, I'm the administrator, so I can see Hugh and Sam's progress here, as we saw within that course, but that's across all of them are available. So both macro and microeconomic courses that I have done, although microeconomics hasn't yet been published, so that doesn't have any learners on it yet. Individual learner report. So at the moment, we don't have a learner to view, but let's have a look at Sam. So we can see all of the courses that he's enrolled in and how he's progressing through those. And have a look at a funnel view as well. It sort of shows him going through this pipeline. Multiple course report. This isn't going to show us a lot because we haven't published microeconomics yet, but we can see that there are learners enrolled there. So I must have published it and then unpublished it. So, but we can see that there is someone enrolled, but yet to start on microeconomics. So I think we can go back and see that that was Sam. That's why his averages there in terms of the progress have gone down from when we looked at his individual learning record through the macroeconomics course. But because he hasn't started it yet, it's not appearing in this list down here. That will appear once he's started the course. And we can have select individual course report. So this is what we were looking at before with macroeconomics. The same view that we had previously. Then knowledge analytics. So having a look at all of the different evaluations that we have available through a knowledge base. So we haven't created any yet, but this is where new articles will go. This is the last 7 days of activity. So everything that we've created was before that, but we can change this filter in the top right corner. So let's have a look at what we've done this year. So we've created a new space, 2 manuals, 3 articles. So this is basically an activity report for your Zoho Learn system. Just having a look up top here. So we've got a global search bar. So if we're looking for something in the whole system, search macroeconomics, if I can spell. You can see our course come up there and navigate that way. Next is our notifications tab. We haven't set up notifications yet, so there's nothing available yet. We've got help if you're struggling to navigate through Zoho Learn. We've got our settings. So we can invite new users from our Zoho One system into Zoho Learn. Or we can look at some of the other settings which we had a look at through, this is more administrative side. So managing manuals, creating different categories, policies, etc. The name of our hub and general branding across all of the across all of our system. Jumping back home, and then here's my profile as well. So we can jump across to my account, my privileges, and my different hubs. So at the moment, I'm only set up in Ardento. But if I were part of multiple hubs, then that would be available there. Also, let's just have a quick look at templates. So if we can set up templates in order to have consistent marketing and layouts through our articles. So let's have a look at the manual on how to submit assignments. And we want to create a new article within this. So we go create, and we can either do a blank one, we can import a file that we've already built, or we can select a template that we've set up in Zoho Learn, which we've done previously. So these are some of the defaults that they give you. or you can build your own templates, which is what we've done. And obviously this one's very basic, but you can get a lot more advanced than this. But I've got our banner logo at the top and at the bottom with all of our social media pictures there linked to our respective social media pages, so that can appear on all of the articles that we produce. So that's it for the basic run through for Zoho Learn. Hope you've gained a bit of an understanding. Please, if you'd like more information, go to ardento.com.au and we will happily assist you. Thank you.